it's Katie from Little Lemon Stitches, and I am finally bringing you a tutorial for how to make these super cute and squishy blobs. These are great for markets, for gifts, just for fun. Doesn't really matter. They're great for every occasion, and you can use whatever color you want. That's the beauty of these guys. Today I am going to be using green because it's one of my favorite colors in blobs, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the yarn that I am going to be using. You're also going to need a blush color. If you're doing pink, I recommend white instead. Some black thread for the mouth. Some type of filling. Safety eyes, I use size 10. Some scissors. A stitch marker, I use a bobby pin, and I am using a 4.5 hook. First, I'm going to take my primary color yarn and I am going to make a slip knot. I chain 2 instead of a magic ring, so just do what works best for you. And then I'm going to do 6 single crochet into that first chain that I made. Now we are going to increase in every stitch, which will give us a total of 12 stitches at the end of this round. For round 3, we're going to do a single crochet, then an increase 6 times around to give us a total of 18 stitches. For round 4, we will do 2 single crochet, increase, we'll repeat that 6 times for a total of 24. So at this point, even if your tension is really loose, you should start to see the dome form for the blob. And now we are going to be doing a few rows of single crochet to continue that rounded shape. Now for rows 5 through 7, we're just doing a single crochet all around for 3 total rounds. You can see it's starting to look more and more like a bob blob. So now for this next part, we are going to do the row with the bobbles. Those are going to be 4 count bobbles. We're going to do that row to add his little legs. For round 8, you will do 2 single crochet, a bobble, and again that's 4 count, 6 single crochet, another bobble stitch, and then 14 single crochet. Now that the legs are done, it's time for the face. The first thing I do is put on my safety eyes, and I use size 10. I'll be placing these eyes between rounds 5 and 6. And I try to place them a little further inside than the legs, or right above the legs. It just sort of depends on the size of your yarn and the eyes. Next, we're going to give him that little meh face, and I use black thread, and I put it directly between the eyes. So between rounds 5 and 6 too, it's just going to go right from one eye to the other. The last detail I add is blush, and I use pink for all of my colors except for pink. And so if you're using pink yarn, I do suggest that you use white yarn for the under eye detail. So this is just going to go directly under the eye. You can decide if you want it to tilt upward or if you want it to be like directly horizontal under the eye. It really depends on the look that you want for your bob blob. It normally takes me a while to mess around with this just because when you're working in the round, sometimes things can be uneven. And so just do it until you're happy with it. Now we go back to our rounds and start decreasing our bob blob. For row 9, it will be 2 single crochet and then a decrease 6 times, which will give us 18 stitches. If you haven't already, go ahead and start stuffing your bob blob now and continue to do so as we go through these decreases. Row 10 will do a single crochet and decrease. Now, depending on the size of your yarn and your tension, you may not actually be able to do another row of decreases. So just whenever you have a hole small enough, that is when you're going to fasten off to sew it closed. So you may need a row 11 where you decrease all around, or you may be able to stop right here. And lastly, we're going to fasten off and cut a long tail and sew that tail into the front loop only of your remaining stitches and pull to close. Now just cut off your excess tail and weave any ends. And we have our bob blob. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. I hope you love your little bob blob, and don't forget to post pictures and tag me so I can see your super cute, squishy little bob blobs.